What's going on, everybody? We're here tonight in the Kill Zone from the book of Kill Zone with my man Jake. What's going on, man?
What's up, dude? I can't believe we got Chris Rock to come on to tonight's stream. This is
Yeah,
amazing. He'll be here right at the last minute, the
he
last
will.
60 seconds. That's all we could get him for. So make
That's
sure to
all.
stay tuned until the very end of this.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely, man. Um, man, let me just start off with something else too. And we didn't even talk about this backstage, but I want to put this out there for you guys that are here. A blanket hello to everybody. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. We'll be talking about a couple different things. Obviously, if anyone has anything they want to continue to speak about with Scream, let us know. But we're also going to be diving into the franchise a little bit differently and also into the, wait for it, the Saw franchise. Ooh.
We like more than one franchise night? That's
What?
crazy.
Since when? What? Are you serious? Who are you? Anyways, but I also want to say to everyone, keep your eyes open for a very special community event over on the Horror Addicts channel, the Oscars Awards ceremony, which is a great community fun event. Their take on the Oscars and doing all the best in horror for 2025. And we have, and when I say we, I mean the Lethal Collective. Jake and Fate and I. We were graciously invited to do it, but and it's a fun event, and I've done it a couple years myself. Well, myself and Coriander and Killian, but this year is different because we were asked to do it because of paying tribute to our dear friend Steven from Craven Something Scary. So I want to give a shout out to Danny and also to Gory B Movie because they said they wanted to, take some time to pay tribute to Steven and everything that he accomplished. And she said, and I should say they said, who better to do that than the Lethal Collective? So it's a very special thing for us. And so we hope that you guys can join. It'll be tomorrow night, I believe, starting at 7. It could be 8. I'll double check on that, but it's over on the Horror Addicts channel. Fittingly on Friday the 13th. You got to love that. That's New Jersey Day, guys. You know what's up. So, anyways, it'll be a lot of fun, man. And Jake, we got it done right at the nick of time, right at the right at the red light. So I'm excited, man. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's a major honor. I'm really happy to be a part of it this year. I'm especially glad that Steven in a way is a part of it too, because I
Yes.
know he had been a part of it before in the past, and it's just wonderful. It's wonderful to be able to represent all of us and him there. So I'm really happy about it. Please tune into that tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys, obviously so many of you folks that are here and, watching the replay and hanging out on Jake's channel or Faith's channel or still going over to Steven's channel, you guys care about him and his memory a lot. And I think we did a good job of, just kind of putting him out there, keeping his memory alive, and also, having a little bit of, talk about him. So yeah, definitely check it out. And of course, all the other, I think they said they've got like 30 different YouTubers involved with this, including other horror celebrities outside of YouTube, like Rhonda Shear. I know Joe Bob Briggs has been a part of it in past years and so forth. So yeah, it is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. At 9 p.m. Okay, and Julie, you're all, see, this is what I'm talking about. You guys make this thing work. Thank you, Julie. We appreciate you so much. Check out that, guys, and definitely show some love to our good friends Corey B. Movie and Danny over at the Horror Addicts. And like I said, tomorrow night, the Lethal Collective will be there. All 4 of us. Okay, notice what I said. All 4 of us. Okay, Jake, listen, we got to talk about these 2 franchises that we both enjoy. We've kind of skated around this issue a little bit here and there. I think that what's really interesting about Scream and Saw is they carried the torch for horror in different, phases of the genre. in different ways, of course. And I'm not here to say, which franchise is better or not. I think we all know which is probably the best movie out of all of them. But we can skip that part. But what I was thinking about specifically is when you think about some of the sequels, like 4, 5, 6, and 7, and yes, I did say 6, 7. I was thinking about how do we rank those, and who do we think did it better? I mean, if you look at Scream 4 and you look at Saw 4, Jake, what first of all, what are your thoughts, whether it's opening thoughts or thoughts about these two movies?
I mean, just opening thoughts. I think these are very similar franchises in terms of like ups and downs. Not at all in terms of subject matter, but
Right,
in
right.
terms of the fact that these have been roller coasters of movies. Ups in quality, down like kind of dips at certain points. I think it's interesting too because I'm officially at the point where I feel like there's one movie from both of these franchises that just totally missed from me, and that's it. Like there's only one in both franchises where I'm just like, I don't know about that one, but
Right,
but
right.
the rest of them, I feel like there's some sort of merit there, and I think that's something really special, especially in a franchise like Saw that's gone on for 10 movies, going on 11 soon, and I'm sure Scream will get there one day. Let's be honest. So
Right, right.
I really do think that these are two franchises too that are in the conversation for best horror franchise. Like without a doubt, have some of the most love like fans that passionately love these two franchises so much. So I don't know. There's a lot to break down when it comes to both of them, and I'm actually kind of excited to compare and contrast.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's think about right now for the part fours. And my way of looking at it is to have just a couple of different categories. We've got things like the story, the characters, the ending, which is the finale, and also, the killer, which of course in Saw, again, not a killer, so it's basically the traps that would basically take the place of it. So when we think about, let's start with characters, okay? So the characters in Scream 4 versus the characters in Saw 4. And for you guys in the chat, definitely let us know what you think. Obviously, in Saw 4, we've got Officer Rigg who's being tested hardcore by Jigsaw. The obsessiveness that he has. He's distraught over the loss of Carrie from 3. Detective Matthews, played by the great Donnie Wahlberg, who was taken captive. He's losing people that he works with left and right, and so this whole film, or at least I should say, a big part of it is kind of his test. And there's some gnarly things going on, but you've got that side of it, and then of course with Scream 4, we've got our stalwarts. We've got Dewey, and we've got Sydney, and we've got Gail, and of course a new cast of characters. We've got Jill and Kirby and Charlie and Trevor. So, and it's not, I'm not saying it's apples to apples, but what are your thoughts of the characters, one versus the other?
Oh, this is going to be a heartbreaking answer, is what I'm going to
I
say.
know.
I just have to put that out there because I truly, another reason why I think Saw and Scream are both just up there in terms of horror franchises. It is the characters. They're both handled very well in each instance here.
Yeah.
But I think I might have to lean a little more towards Saw just because, like, I'm looking at like Gale Weathers. Let's take Gale Weathers for instance from Scream, and
Hmm.
hear me out on this because this is a controversial take. Like, I think the Scream characters are more iconic and maybe more well known,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in turn, like Saw always finds a way. This is all going to loop together. I promise. Bear with me here. Scream brings back these iconic characters all the time, and that's cool and all, but like Saw never misses a beat with them. Like anytime you have Costas Mandalore, who I see people talking about in the chat, Mark Hoffman anytime he comes
Love
back,
them.
anytime Amanda comes back, John comes back, we do something big with these characters, love it or hate it. Scream
Yeah.
has gotten to a point where we're just bringing back Gale Weathers because she's Gale Weathers. And what have we done with Gale Weathers in the last 3 movies? I mean, if you remove her from those films, maybe outside of 5. Five's the only one where it's like, okay, she kind of had to be there for Dewey's death for the emotional elements. But I mean,
Yeah.
outside of that, we've done like hardly anything with her character. compare that to the Saw sequels. I mean, even in Saw 3D, we are doing
Hmm.
some crazy shit with Mark Hoffman's story.
We
Again,
are.
yeah, dude, and yet, right, like love it or hate it, like the Hoffmanator, you know what I'm talking about, and that movie is crazy. I'm getting ahead of myself though. Let's go back to 4 because
Yeah.
what's great about 4, in my opinion, and this is to me is the movie that I feel is maybe the most underrated from the whole franchise.
Mm.
We just killed John Kramer in the previous movie, and
Right.
yet we are still finding ways to continue his story.
Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
also and again, I might be in the minority here. I just think Saw 4 is crazy underrated. The twist rocks in Saw 4.
Yeah.
It takes place at the same time as 3. Like
I
that's
love
great.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm all over the place and I'm so sorry, but
No.
I love Saw and I never get a chance to talk about it. So this is great. Last thing and I'll shut up. But Saw 4 also I don't know. I think that for me at least I like especially what's going on with Hoffman in this movie. I don't know that you know what I had something and it flew away like a little butterfly. But Saw 4, it's got some great characters. It's got some good stuff. Scream 4, on the other hand, I mean, you have literally one of the best twists in the whole franchise, in my opinion. So it's kind of like I kind of like if I had to pick one or the other, I think I had to lean towards Scream 4. But for
Ooh.
just in a general talk, I think Saw does it justice for its characters more consistently across all 10 films than Scream does across all 7.
Okay. So for characters specifically, you're gonna lean towards Saw.
For sure. Like it's I hate to say it, but after like if we were just talking about Screams 1 through 4,
Hmm.
Scream no question. No question about it. But because of 5, 6 and 7, I think I have to give that medal to Saw now. Like no contest. And I hate to
Wow.
say that. That bums me out, dude, but you know.
No, no, no. For me, and you guys in the chat, keep bringing them in. We'll be with you guys in a second. For me, this is really tough with these characters, bro. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm a huge fan of 4 for Scream, I should
Yeah.
say, and I do love Saw 4. I really do. Character-wise, man, it's just it's so tough because I think Emma Roberts did such a hell of a job in this film. I think they found a great way to have Sydney be present and be impactful without overshadowing Jill, which they weren't able to do that in 7. Now, I don't know. Just something inside of me said, you got to say that. I'm not trying to rag on 7. We'll save that for when we get to the 7th film. But there was a lot of great stuff with Sydney and with Jill. And Kirby, chef's kiss, the amount of spunk and again impact, it wasn't overstated, but you felt her character, you understood who she was as a character. She was very well developed as a character, had an arc, and of course a very very big ending, which was a gut punch, and they
Yeah.
were able to do that so well. And she's like a third tier character, if that. But yet she sticks out. Again, I've said this time and time again. I think 4 was a good illustration of how to balance old and new characters, and it's like a blue to me, anyways. It's a blueprint. It's a blueprint that 5, 6, and 7 should have been studying. Whereas with Saw 4, I love these characters too. I think Officer Rig, very, very good character, always trying to save everyone, um, has the right moral compass. And throughout the whole movie, I found myself kind of in his POV a lot. And that happens with a lot of the Saw movies, but for some reason I was really connecting with him and some of the stuff that he was dealing with, like the abusive husband, the husband and wife, where the husband is abusive, and she, can you free yourself from this and all that type of stuff, like some really some good shit. um Hoffman is always great. I love Costas Mandalore. We're going to be talking a lot about him with these conversations. Trust me. My brother loves Costas Mandalore as well. But this is tough, man. I got to admit, I think I'd go just barely. And that sounds bad for me to even say because I'm such a huge fan. But I'm going to barely give it to Scream for characters on this one. And I think the big reason is because of the way they were able to balance these characters and still make them have weight. Like even with Dewey and Gale, like granted, I think this was kind of like the sign of what things were gonna be like for Gale as far as like she's there, but yeah, not like 1 through 3. But they
Yeah.
did have some good moments. And then, five and six is just like, oh man, what are we doing? So yeah, I know I'm ranting, but I'm gonna go with Scream on this one for characters. It's tough.
Scream 4 for sure, I think takes the cake, like in terms of characters. I think what I was saying earlier is just like in general, I feel like the Saw franchise has done a better job at continuing its character stories across movies.
True,
Um,
I agree with
but
that.
but 100%, I think in terms of just characters in general from the Scream franchise, Scream 4 is like very much so up there. Not only is your killer great, you got Kirby going. I even kind of like some of the other side characters that they've kind of grown on me. I'll
Hmm.
admit over time. I don't think I didn't like Trevor at all at first.
Right?
Like, and I know that's kind of the point with the character, right? But like,
Yeah.
even I was just kind of like, he's just kind of like the douchey boyfriend, like obvious red herring, you know? The more I watch that movie, the more I kind of appreciate what's going on with him, though. Like, I hate
Yeah.
it, but it's good that I hate it, you know?
Right, right, right. Yeah, I loved it when Kirby was like, "Who invited you?" And
Yeah.
the look that Hayden gives, it is fantastic and just a great example of just those little things that she added to that character. And also, admittedly, to say that I missed in six,
Yeah.
like she had a couple of sparks, but not what I was hoping. And in four, she just had moments like that were just so amazing. Like sometimes it was just a look or a little way that she said something or just emotion behind something she said. It was just great.
It's a
Yeah.
brutal cock block in Scream 4 too. We have to.
Right?
Oh my god, Trevor, dude, like guy cannot read a room to save his life.
No, no. And I gotta admit, man, every time I watch it, I get pissed off in that moment. Like, let my boy cook. Let Charlie cook.
Scream 4 also takes the gold for being the horniest movie between these two. Like Scream 4 is so man. I mean, not just that one scene. I mean, Judy is
Yeah.
trying so hard to get in
Yes.
Dewey's pants. Like, oh,
Bro,
it's crazy.
bro. And Marley Shelton, who's amazing, anyways, we absolutely love her. Like
Yes.
that scene where they're outside of the vehicle and they're just talking, and just the way she's looking at him, like it's not like heavy-handed per se, but like you said, you could tell she's trying to move in. And you even had David Arquette. I love this part with David, like when he took his hat off and he takes his hands through his hair and stuff, and it's so like model-like, and I'm like, dude, he's got the riz. I love it. So yeah.
You're not cheating on your wife if you eat my lemon square. It's like, Judy, chill the fuck out, dude. That's crazy. But
Right?
yeah, no, I Scream 4 takes the cake. Sorry. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
rambling.
No, it's good, man. I love this stuff. All right, so real quick in the chat, just to catch up with these guys, we got Jerry. What's up, man? Channel member anniversary, 28 months, going strong. Thank you so much, brother. Seriously, and glad to have you here. So thankful to be here. Absolutely love your night. You're the man. No, Jerry, you are the man. Seriously, guys, we can't do this stuff without you. And like I said, tomorrow night we'll be on the Horror Addicts and just enjoying community, all these great YouTubers, and talking about our dear friend. And it's so true, guys. Like you guys make these communities special, and you're the ones that come and hang out and make what we do more than what we do. So seriously, thank you so much. Don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you. With the sad news that Kevin isn't doing Scream 8, do we think Scream 8 will still go ahead? Jake, you knew we were going to get here sooner or later, and here we are, 19 minutes in. So what do you think, bro? I mean, like, do we know that Kevin's not doing it for sure? And what if so, what's going to happen?
Yeah, dude. Did you hear about so last night we had an interview come out with it was from hellosydney.com. Credit
Yep.
to them. Kevin Williamson talking about Scream 8. He's like, he kind of was talking a little bit about he's not sure if it's going to happen, but like Marianne Madalena, like one of the producers of this franchise for a long time, is like, no, we're shooting it in the fall, baby. You know, let's come on, let's keep this money train rolling. She didn't say that, but
Right.
there's gonna be a Scream 8, and it will likely shoot very soon later this year. He's saying that he's not doing it, and honestly, I really don't think he will. He has other projects lined up that
Mhm.
just recently got announced through all the Scream 7. You might have missed it because of all the Scream 7 shit that's been going on the last couple of
Yeah.
weeks, right?
Yeah, there's been a ton.
it,
Yeah.
it's been nonstop, but he's currently like in charge of, I think he's like maybe show running, possibly directing a few episodes of like this new Universal Monsters show, which is
I
described as
heard about
like,
that.
yeah, it's like an adult Vampire Diaries. So like, you know, it's gonna be that kind of vibe. I mean, Kevin Williamson has done plenty of shows just like that.
Yeah.
And then he's also talking in the same interview about doing like another, like directing specifically another movie, like something outside of the world of Scream. So maybe this is him, like, you know, kind of. I know he did Teaching Mrs. Tingle, but that was years and years,
Yeah.
decades ago. This to me is maybe a little more of a statement of, hey, you know, I can direct stuff. Let me
Right.
direct some other stuff, right? I think
Yeah.
that's kind of what Scream 7 ultimately was for him, and he's using that now as a jumping point, maybe to do whatever this other thing is. And I think that's great. Personally, I think that's great. Let Kevin just make his shit. Like that sounds.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot easier than trying to do the seventh installment of Scream, you know, after all the chaos that ensued in the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
I fully support that. I think that's going to just render a better product than him, you know, going and directing the next Scream movie. I'm sorry, I'm ranting.
No, no, no.
I say we give it to some young up and comer who loves Scream, because they are going to do something really special with it, and they're going to work their asses off to make it something good. And frankly, that's what the franchise needs right now.
Yeah, I agree, man. We have to get someone in there who's hungry for it, who's ready to really go that extra mile. But like you said, has an appreciation and a love for it and a respect for it. It's like if you can have that, then you'd be able to see a lot of the things that us and so many people online have been talking about. I'm not saying it guarantees a good movie or if it this or that, but I'm just saying look at Kevin. Look at Wes when Wes started out. Look at all these other filmmakers. Look at Radio Silence. It's like give someone else a shot at this and let's see where they take it. Hopefully they can take us in a direction to move forward. Although I guess it would depend on what this story is going to be because if we're keeping a lot of the elements that we've had from Scream 7, it's whoop, it's like as far as where the story, could go to really make the right type of impact, in my opinion, anyway. So, great question. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. Much love to you. We got Oliver also in the house. What's up, Oliver? Good to see you. Oliver is here tonight. I know he one of the biggest fans of Saw of all time. Very cool. This isn't fair. You're having a Scream versus Saw, and I'm at work. I'll watch this later. Hello, everyone. Have a good night. I love Saw more than you. There you go. See, buddy, you never know what we're gonna do, and that's why But I'm glad that you're gonna come back and check us out, man. Seriously, much love. Okay, so Jake, let's go on. We'll continue in the chat in a few minutes, but let's go into another aspect of these two movies. What about the finales of these two movies? Like, if we have to give a
Ooh.
point to Saw 4 or Scream 4, who do we give that point to? Right now, we've got our points to Scream for the characters, but what about for the finale?
This is another tough one, I think, because I really feel like these are both underrated movies in their respective franchises. I
Agreed.
I just have listened to a lot of people say they don't like four. Like with a lot of the Scream 7 talk, obviously, like franchise rankings have come up,
Yes.
and many times now I've heard people say like, "Oh no, four is still my least favorite," but
Yeah.
and I'm like, what? Like, four might be my favorite Scream film. Can I be so, like, I know that's insane to say, but I
Yeah.
love Scream 4. And honestly, it's because of the finale. It's because of how everything wraps up. Emma Roberts' performance in this end sequence is horrifying and so well. Like, I want to clap every single time I see it when she's jumping
Yeah.
into the painting and then falling on the table. I mean, it's so vicious and just she's committing to the bit so hard, and I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, this is one of my it's my favorite one of my absolute favorite just Ghostface performances across the board, without a doubt. So I think I have to lean towards Scream 4 here, but Saw 4 is underrated. I think it has a very good twist. I really like that it takes place at the same time as 3, and I
Yes.
honestly, first time I saw it, I didn't see that coming at all. That was another really good
Right?
twist, dude. And this series, like, Saw, honestly, another thing just in general from the Saw franchise, I feel like they just have, like, Scream 96, it's brilliant, it's amazing, it is the best movie from every single thing we're talking about today.
Exactly.
It
Yep.
just is. But the twists in the Saw films, and I'm not just talking about the first one, I'm talking about all the films, I think they just have twists better than Scream does, man. I think
Mm.
the
Hmm.
first 4 movies have good twists.
Yeah,
That's insane for any franchises.
I
You know what I
agree.
mean? So I gotta give it to Scream 4 here, but I have to make it so clear that Saw has got they had some good shit going for a very long time.
They did, man. Okay, so right now, Scream 4 is looking like it's pulling away on this 4 versus 4 situation. Let's talk about one more category for this, and it's basically the killer, or in this case, the killer versus the traps of Saw 4. Who would you give the point to?
It's,
Right? I know
it's
this is tough.
This is so tough. I'm just gonna sound like a broken record, so I'll make this quick. 4 is underrated with its traps. I love the ice thing, the melting
Oh,
ice, and
bro.
then the fucking.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's a historical head smash. It truly needs some more love on that.
Yes. Yes.
But again, 4 just gets over. Saw 4 gets overshadowed by a lot of the other franchise, and sadly, fuck, I gotta give it to Jill. Like, I can't say no to Jill.
Yeah.
She's just my favorite Ghostface. I'm sorry. It's all just push all my tokens over into the Scream 4 arena. I'm doubling down.
All right. Look, I can't disagree with you at all. I think, listen, and Saw 4 has a lot of great stuff, with the traps, has a lot of great stuff going on, but yeah, I gotta go with Scream on this. I think in Scream 4, Ghostface, this was one of the best Ghostface films. Just as far as like the kills, the intensity. I mean, that Olivia kill is still like top notch. I love the parking garage attack and kill, and also being tossed off of the balcony. Like, it's just some great shit. So yeah, I think Scream 4 edges it out just a little bit, but Saw 4 totally underrated.
It,
Totally underrated.
neck and neck, dude. Neck and neck, but it's just barely Scream 4.
I agree, man. I agree. Okay, so let's move on. I've been waiting for this. I'm not gonna lie. When I was thinking about this and it came to my head, I was like, I have got to hear what Jake is gonna say for parts 5 and 6 on these franchises, because I know this is where a lot of gray starts to come in. Okay, so we've got Scream 5. Oh, hold on. Scream 2022. And we've got Saw 5. Okay. When we talk about characters, who gets the point? Is it Scream 5 or Saw 5?
This is Th- this is this is such a weird comparison, man, and I see
It
why you
is.
wanted to focus on 4, 5, 6, and 7 specifically,
Yeah, yeah.
because they are like 5. It has very similar problems. Saw 5 specifically to Scream 5, and
Yes.
the one of the big things there is that the character work, especially with the new people, is not great in both films. Saw 5 is kind of like the first big dip for the franchise, in my opinion. Like, we kind of tell this story like this, like the trap plot essentially of Saw 5. It's very like inconsequential. It's kind of just like, yeah, we have to do this because we're a Saw film. So here's a bunch
Yes.
of kills that are happening with this group of people. But it's like, it's whatever. Like, I think what's so great about Saws 1 through 4 is it's almost like you're watching episodes of like a soap opera that also has some of the most brutal kills you've ever fucking seen in it. And
Right,
5,
right.
it's like, I've heard it described this way before, so this is not me trying to say it for the first time or anything, but 5 has been described as a filler episode in the Saw franchise, and it is exactly that.
Yeah.
I don't think it carries the same weight as some of all 4 of the previous films that preceded it. So I think for that reason, I swear I love Saw, but like, just I have to give it to Scream 5 for the characters. People crap on these characters, man, but Richie and Amber are excellent killers, and I think that to me is what's edging that one out just a little more.
Hmm.
That sounded gross the way I said that, but yeah, our Scream 5 killers are the reason I'm leaning more towards that one. I do like what we do with with Hoffman in 5
Yes.
and is Jill in this one? I'm trying to remember.
Jill is in this one. Yep. Yep.
We really get into the Jill story more in like in 6 and 7. Sorry, but yeah, I know. But it's kind of the next two where we like the Jill story really starts to take off. But she is in 5, I believe. So that's cool.
Yes. Yeah. No, no, you're right. For me, this is tough, bro, because I think that I've come around on Amber a lot. I've talked about that. That didn't sound too right either. What I'm saying is I've appreciated this character more. Um, as I've watched Scream 5 more and more. Richie was always good. Jack Quaid
Of course.
can literally do anything and I'll be entertained. He's that good. Um, but of course, thinking of the characters, you have some cool characters. You got the twins, you got Wes, you got Liv, you've got Judy's back. And it's like I think they did some good stuff, but I also think that unlike 4 having so much balance, 5 didn't have as much balance. Now, of course, a lot of it went to Sam and Tara, and I think there were some great things with them. But I really did enjoy Saw 5 with this whole Hoffman thing, bro. Even
Dude,
though
yeah.
even though it was a flashback, that was just the cover of the film. But man, there were scenes with him and John. I mean, it's like just let me sit down and eat my popcorn, bro. Like when John ties him up with the shotgun, right there, and basically calling him out. You tried to, use my name, and you had what did he say? He said inferior work, and I'm like, I love this old guy. I really do. I need to get his autograph. That's what I'm thinking. And but Hoffman as well had some good payback or kind of snap back to him because he was like, um, you didn't see what he did to her, talking about his sister that was killed. And of course, the killer was put on trial and got a slap on the wrist and was set free way too soon. And he's like, you didn't see what he did to her, blah, blah, trying to justify his vengeance.
Yeah.
And John, and he's got a shotgun to his mouth while he's snapping back at Jigsaw himself. He even said to it, he's like, I'm the one you call Jigsaw. And I'm like, yeah,
It's the
you
best
are.
scene. It's literally the best scene in the movie. It's
It's
oh
it's
man.
it's fantastic. And like I said, Hoffman is going back and forth and trying to justify it. And John's like, killing is distasteful to me. I'm like, this guy, he needs to write books. He needs to be on TV. I love this guy. So, anyways, it has a lot of great moments like that, showing how this other acolyte was born and bred, and how it ties into the movies, which I love. Now, I know a lot of people aren't that big on 5 because of some of that. For me, I don't know. Maybe it's because I just enjoy those two characters a lot or what have you. But I really enjoy 5 a lot. Oof. Woof.
Saw 5 kind of like very similar to what they do with Dewey in Scream 5. Like they both do
Yeah.
something really good with one of their like, legacy characters. That's the maybe not, wasn't the terminology back in the thousands, but I think you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love how they they reinvent Dewey as this more hardened like veteran, who like kind of comes out of retirement essentially to help out the new kids. I
Right.
love that about 5, but yeah, Hoffman being this like he's kind of the first copycat Jigsaw killer, and he's specifically just killing people. He's not giving them a way to escape, but
Yeah.
using the Jigsaw moniker to like get away with it. It's such a good idea in an okay film. Like I think that's what's like it's such a shining light of that movie in my opinion. But yeah, I saw 5 again. It's not I wouldn't even go so far as to say it's bad because dude, I've watched it so many times and had a ton of fun. The
Yeah.
Edgar Allan Poe kill at
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
opening,
The pendulum. Yes.
dude. I mean, that's a great kill. It is so hard to watch.
It is. Oh my God, man. But yeah, man, between these two films, Ah, it's so close, man. I guess I'll go with Scream. No.
Go with five, dude. Let's flip a coin.
You know what? I'm gonna, like our good friend Sarah says, I'm gonna vote with my heart, my conscience. I'm going with Saw 5 on this for the characters. It's close, bro. But I
It
feel
is
like,
close, without a doubt.
yeah, it's so close. I'm gonna go with Saw 5 on this. Okay, so let's talk about the killers. Obviously, again, Ghostface versus the Traps, Saw 5 versus Scream 5. What are your thoughts, and which one would get your point?
I think definitely Saw 5. I like the kills. I like the kills, and I really like the killer's motive. But like, I'll be completely honest. There is there's a comparison to 4 with what happened with what goes down in 5, and I feel like 4 does it maybe a little better. But
Hmm.
that doesn't mean that I don't like Richie and Amber. You know what I mean? Like, I actually
Yeah.
I really like that their motive is like, we're trying to give the stab movies better ideas. I think it's just so like petty.
Yeah.
It makes me hate them in a good way. And I love that I hate these killers. I didn't really feel that about the killers in Scream 6 or Scream 7. And I think that like, I think I'm like looking back at Scream 5 with like a much more fondness than I ever used to
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
seeing 7, especially because of how effective, like, again, I don't know if the murder mystery was perfect in Scream 5, but the killer, I hated those killers, and that's like great
Yes,
character work in my opinion. So
it's true.
they're definitely up there, but I think just in terms of like what hard to watch kills and brutality, like Saw 5 has that all day, every day. And I also just really like the angle of, here's some traps that you can't escape from. Like, that's a big
Yeah.
angle to 5 and it's not just there because it's like, oh, we want to have more kills. Yeah, that's part of it, but it also factors into the story in a really unique and interesting way. So I think I'm going to lean towards Saw 5 because, again, that scene with, out of these two films, the best scene is that scene you were just talking about with Jigsaw and Hoffman going back and forth. I mean, it's so tense. I love it. It's great. So
Yeah.
Saw 5 takes the cake for me here.
Okay. All right. For me, I'm gonna have to go with Saw 5 as well. When you talk about these traps and what they mean, um, it really comes to a head, man. And I think that there's a lot of creativity in this film as well. And just again, that sense of holy shit, man. One of these jigsaw killers is not playing around. You're not gonna get out of these things. And that really makes, I don't know why, but it makes a big difference to me because it's like, dude, you're just sitting there watching yourself be either cut in half or crushed or what have you. And it's like, oh my God. So, when we talk about like Ghostface, the way Ghostface is portrayed in 5, I think there were some good things. But I don't think it matches up to the level of the traps in Saw 5. So I'm gonna go with Saw 5 on this. That's what I'm doing. And right now, we're looking pretty close. We're looking close. All right, real quick, let me jump back to the chat, see what these guys are doing. Erica, as always, is making sure people hit the like button and actually coming through with a super chat to say it. You're crazy. Thank you so much, Erica. Seriously, we appreciate you. Get those likes up. Get those likes up. Erica will hunt you down. She has literally told us this backstage. Um,
It's true.
right? Don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface, coming back in. Thank you so much. And do you think Lawrence Gordon is the right choice for Jigsaw? Also, we need a Lawrence Gordon Jigsaw movie.
Oh
Dude,
my
that would
God.
rock. I love Carrie Elwes. I've loved him since The Princess Bride, bro. He's just got the charisma in this franchise. Like, it's just so interesting because he was in that first film. That whole movie, was about him, and all the shortcomings that he had, professionally, and also in his own personal life and so forth. And to have him be revealed as one of the acolytes, it was just like, of course, what am I thinking? I would love to have a movie that could have gone into that a bit more. That would have been a hell of a ride. What do you think, Jake?
Oh, dude, 100%. I mean, Carrie's he's one of those actors that outside of Saw, even, I mean, he's just had so many iconic roles. Like, for
Yes.
him to come back and to be like basically the new Jigsaw of the franchise. There's no better choice for if you had to replace Tobin. Like as long as we
Hmm.
have Tobin Bell, which
Yes.
knock on wood, let's hope we have him for at least another very long time here. I want him to be Jigsaw in every single Saw thing moving forward, and he
Yep.
feels the same, which is great. But
Yep.
if anyone could replace him, it is 100% Cary Elwes. So I really hope we
Yeah.
get that like pseudo continuation to Saw 7 one day. We need it.
Yeah.
But the Saw fans are begging for it.
Yeah, I mean it's right there laid out on the table for us. It is literally just sitting there just like, "Hey guys, remember me?" And you know what's great about Carrie, just like with Costas, they both have great presence like with their voice. Like that's a huge part of this for me anyways, just as a fan of Tobin and what he's been able to bring because when you see that recording with Billy the Puppet, or you hear the tape recorder, or he's talking to whoever, there's a lot more weight in it because of the gravitas, because of the years of experience of being an actor that Tobin has, and Carrie has that just like Costas does. So it's like you could keep on going into some very interesting places. And I hope, now that James Wan is back in the driver's chair, I just hope that's kind of what James is thinking as well, because it's not over. It's
Yeah.
not over. Saw X has shown us that people still enjoy these films. And not only that, but the critics loved Saw X. What? Are you serious? So, anyways, don't get me going. Mr. Ghostface, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you, man. We got Sir James in the house. What's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Sup, gentlemen. I'm sorry, but the first Saw is the best Saw because you have no clue what's going on throughout the whole movie. The rest of them can go in the trash. Really?
Wow.
You didn't like Saw X?
Or
Wow.
Saw 2, 3, 4, 6.
Six.
X. I mean, oh
Wow.
man,
Yeah,
that's
that's
brutal.
that's a hot take, bro. Wow. I think the thing that and again, I know I'm ranting. We'll get back on task in a second. But the thing that I really enjoyed about this film, this franchise, because I saw the first one in the theater, saw them all in the theater. After the first film, when I heard that we were going to get a sequel, I'm thinking, well, what are we going to do here? And I think they did one of the smartest things that you could do. You let Tobin cook. That's what you do,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Oh my, I couldn't
You
agree
know,
more.
I mean,
Like, just let him go, dude.
yeah, let him be front and center. He is um a grizzled, worn down, angry, but also full of all these values man. And he's going head to head with this hard nosed Detective Matthews. And again, it's like a game of wills and wits, very similar to that scene we were talking about with Hoffman and Jigsaw. And we got that for Saw too. And guess what? That's not even all of the good news. We basically had a circus house full of traps, hidden doors, crap. I mean, and all these characters, including Shawnee Smith, bro. That sequel is fire. I'm not gonna lie, man. I love Saw 2 so much. I really do.
It's great, and man, I think it's also got just a twist that I think the original Saw's twist is just the one that like everyone knows, so that's why everyone talks about it. But dude,
Yeah,
the Saw 2 twist fucking rocks. Like, I mean, it is
yeah,
so well done, and you're not like. There's an argument, and this is again insane, maybe that you're not thinking about it as much. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So like it kind of hits a little harder maybe than the first one, especially if you haven't seen the Saw sequels. Like
yeah.
everyone knows the twist for the first Saw. You might not know the twist for the sequels though. So I feel
Right.
like that one, that's especially Saw 2, is still pretty damn shocking here in
Hmm.
2026.
Yeah, yeah. I love everything they did in that film, but yeah, Sir James, I don't know, man. That's a hot take, but we appreciate you. I mean, I definitely agree that the first film is phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
legendary. I'll never forget walking out of the theater and I was just like my jaw was dropped. And there were so many people in the theater that were just gasping and oohing and ahhing. So there's no doubt about that first film changing the game, man. I mean, it gave James Wan a career, it gave Lee Winnell a career. Thank God, because they've done a lot of great things, not even just in horror alone. So, yeah, hats off to them, man. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate you, James. Okay, so we're still on Saw 5 and Scream 5. Let's talk about the finales. Who gets the point? This is just thinking about this is absolutely crazy, man. I almost feel like we could almost do one film versus another, and that'd be the whole stream. But we're doing multiple films. What do you think about the finales, and which of these would you give the point to, Saw 5 or Scream 5?
I'll make this pretty quick. I think five to me, without that ending, that whole movie kind of falls apart. So like, I think I got to give it to to Scream 5 because I love the killer reveals and I love their motives. It makes the whole journey worth it, even if there was some bumps in the road. Saw 5, I still, again, I cannot stress how much I love what they're doing with the legacy characters. But I think what's everything going on with the trap plot feels a little obvious. And probably just my least favorite from not the entire series because Jigsaw is yikes, but it's pretty down there. I mean, it's kind of like whatever. It's brutal, if you just want to see blood and guts, yeah, that's there in Saw 5. But just the characters themselves are kind of annoying, and I just don't care about them that much.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, man. This this is such a tough one for me, because, like you mentioned, we do have characters going through the trials and so forth, and they are what they are. I think what's her name, Julie Benz, probably the most prominent of the actors. And I love her, by the way. She's great. And they had some good moments, some cool stuff. But the coolest thing about that finale, when I'm talking about Saw 5, is, and we didn't even talk about this, but I love the back and forth with Hoffman and Strom.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about that. Wait, the way this movie ends is phenomenal. I almost forgot about that. Shit.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm a little rusty on Saw. Apologies, everybody. It's been a minute.
It's okay, man. It's okay. We're injecting the new blood, tonight, baby. But Strom and Hoffman, they're not playing checkers, they're playing chess.
Dude,
during this whole movie. And every time one looks like they're going to one up the other, and it's just all this back and forth, and it's absolutely crazy. The opening scene with the cube, the water cube, is absolutely phenomenal. And Strom is showing that he's ready to go the distance, basically sticking the pen in his throat, and Hoffman had the game plan where he was going to be the hero. Everyone's dead. Next thing you know, they're like, we got another live one here. So it's like Strom one-ups him. And then, of course, Strom is thinking that Hoffman is dirty. He's the only cop that's left from the force, yada, yada, yada. But, Hoffman was able to always take that one step ahead of him, So it was like they were back and forth. And then at the end of the film, bro, just when Strom was about to just strut his shit, and he they fight a little bit, they tussle. And I was thinking to myself, man, Hoffman got punked out. He got beat pretty easily. And he got pushed into that glass case.
Oh, man.
And I was like, when I'm watching, I'm like, the fuck? What? That's it? And then all of a sudden, Hoffman says, and he points to the tape recorder. And yo, I'm telling you, man. And it was his voice, kind of souped up like John Kramer's voice was, and he was like, but if you do not leave, and turn away, this room will end up being your tomb forever, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? All of a sudden, you see the walls closing in on Strom, and Hoffman in this glass case is being lowered like friggin' Nosferatu backwards. And I'm like, are you serious? This is a kill room, bro. I love this finale so much.
Okay. Listen, I forgot about this. When I think about Saw 5, sadly, the thing that comes to mind was like the trap plot. But like what I'm realizing is everything else about Saw 5 is phenomenal. So I just gotta, come on, that's one of the coolest endings. It's gotta be Saw 5. I love Scream 5 and it's a fun ending, but in terms of like what's the thing that gets me hyped and like it's that fucking when his arm snaps too, dude. Yes. That's one of the most brutal things like in the whole franchise. And it's so simple. It's nothing too crazy. It's just his arm gets stuck in the walls closing and then the bone pops out. Oh man,
Yeah.
just thinking about it,
And
brutal.
it's crazy because as he's being snapped and the blood is trickling down onto the glass case, not only is Hoffman inside of the floor, so he's protected from the closing walls, but he's being closed up to, and well, we find out in the next movie, like friggin' the Batcave. He like has this exit of sorts or whatever. But as the top of the case, which is the floor, is closing on him and the blood's pouring down on him, he just kind of turns his head to the side and then it just fades to black. And I'm just like, okay, guys, good for you. This was this was great. I got to give the finale to Saw 5 on that one. That's one of my favorites of all time.
It's not fair because I just came off of a Scream. Like I just rewatched literally every Scream movie, so like I have those sharpened like a knife in my brain.
Yes.
But Saw, I mean, it's been a over like I think the last time I watched them, and I'm dead serious, was like right after Saw X. Like I think I
Yes.
went through all of them again.
Yeah.
Um, Actually, this is fucked up. Right before Christmas, like
Oh, I like that.
I made my parents watch Saw X like 2023 on Christmas with me, and they were like, "Why? Why would you make us watch this movie?" And I'm just like, "Cause it's great. It's so good."
Oh my god. I love it, man. I love it, man. Real quick too in the chat. Hey, what's up, Gina? Ziggy says, thanks for all the well wishes. He's now climbing stars again after his accident. He had an accident? Oh no.
What happened?
Gina.
It's
Yeah,
terrible.
Gina, let us know. I know I'm way behind on the chat, but definitely let us know what happened. My goodness. And of course, with StreamYard, it's hard to backtrack because it'll jump like 20 comments or whatever. So for all of you guys that are here, we appreciate you being here um, as we continue our conversation. But Gina, if you are still here, or if anyone knows, please update us. All right. And Shantae, yes, I was definitely talking about characters in Saw. Shantae, if you watched it yet, we've been telling you, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. Um, so anyway, so there we are. So right now we have 7 points between Scream 4 and 5, and we have 5 points between Saw 4 and 5. Now we're getting to some nitty gritty here. I can't wait to hear what we're going to do with these next two films here. Okay, when we talk about Saw 6 and Scream 6 characters, who gets the point, Jake?
I'm gonna make this so easy for you. I, you know how much I love Scream 6. I will
I
defend this
do.
movie tooth and nail. Saw 6 is in every regard the better film. I'm so sorry, dude. Saw 6, and I will die. I will gladly die on this hill with all the broadswords going right through me. Whatever.
Or
Saw
getting stabbed
6.
like Chad.
Yes, precisely. I will get stabbed like Chad to die for this take. Saw 6 is a masterpiece. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what anyone says. It is a 10 out of 10 movie. I fucking love it. Everything
Yeah.
about the characters, the traps, you look at me while you're killing me. 10 out of 10, dude. It is a perfect movie. I'll die on that. Sorry. That's all you, my friend.
Listen. Okay, now hold on. All right, so now I got to play this in honor of that. Hold on. Here we go.
Oh, well, that's it, isn't it? It's over! You motherfucker!
That's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard.
All right, so then you beat me to the punch, man.
Dude, it's like one of my favorite scenes in a movie ever. Like if I'm down, if this is fucked up. If I'm like having a bad day, I just put that scene on and I'm just like, okay, everything's gonna
Yeah.
be all right.
Right. It definitely makes things look better for you in your life. I can understand that. I love that. I love that guy, by the way.
Oh my God.
He's that type of guy. He just makes things better. Like they're in this carousel. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but they're in a carousel and people are just trying to save themselves. I'm pregnant. No, she's not. And I'm like, dude was the ultimate tattletale as a kid. You know what I'm saying? So, oh God. All right. So characters, you're going with Saw 6. I'm gonna make it easy too. I'm definitely going with Saw 6 as well. I think the thing about it is the characterization all of these things going on, and the commentary about the healthcare center. I mean, healthcare,
Dude.
Industry. And it's like, it really like struck home for me. It's like, you going to an insurance company because you need help from them, and you're just a number. And this film was able to illustrate that in the most horrific of ways. It was just great. It really was. These characters hit.
It's the most based Saw film like of all time. I don't know. It's legendary. You hate. No one's walking out of that film not hating the bad guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
No one's walking away from that movie being like, I don't know. Acid to that guy. I don't know. No one's walking away from that movie feeling
Right.
that. It's just, I don't know. It's a perfect Saw film. I love it too. It's one of my favorite movie sequels in a franchise.
Yeah, agreed, man. All right, now real quick too, I just wanted to jump back here. Gina was saying Ziggy hurt his back, missing the bed, but is recovering nicely, and we're going home from my friends next week. He couldn't climb stairs. Oh, that poor little thing. Oh, well, I'm glad he's recovering. Listen, and I'm an animal lover, okay? So that type of news always hits me in the feels, man. Seriously. Gina, first of all, thank you for still being here and answering that. But definitely send some love to Ziggy for us. Seriously. Oh, poor little thing.
Oh.
All right. So yeah, I agree with you. Saw 6 has to get that for characters. How about for the traps in Saw 6 versus Ghostface in Scream 6?
Yeah, again,
gets the
Ghostface, like he gets some that's cool. He gets to do some cool stuff, but
Yeah,
it's child's play compared to the traps in Saw 6, man.
I love it.
I really do love the traps in this film too. I feel like there's a lot of memorable ones. I mean, the shotgun carousel. Come on now, that's great. The breathing one, I
Yes,
think,
I
is
was thinking of that
terrifying.
too. Yes, you could hold your breath, bro. That's all. Hold your breath.
Or your ribs get cracked, and
Yes.
there's the competition of it is really fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Even if you win, even if you come away from that without your ribs broken somehow, you're still feeling guilt that you just kind of killed another person. That's fucked up. It's a really underrated trap.
It is totally underrated. And the whole movie is just filled with some great stuff. The scene where he has to unloosen the levers with the hot steam and everything.
Yes.
Bro, I'm just like, are we serious? Like, you guys have done some homework for this film. And it felt, if the interesting thing too, and I don't think all Saw films are able to do this, but all the traps in this film, for some reason, and it's maybe just because I love the film so much, but for some reason, they seem to go together. There was a theme through them. You know what I'm saying? And it was just great. I agree with you. I'm going with the traps of Saw versus Ghostface in 6 for Scream 6, that is. Okay, let's go to finale. Finale of Scream 6 versus the finale of Saw 6. What do we got?
Dude, this is like a baby versus Cthulhu. Are you kidding me right now? Scream.
Of course I am.
There's no more satisfying conclusion to a film. I don't.
Yeah.
That's an insane thing to say. Dude, the Saw 6 ending, I'll be sitting in my living room by myself on Tuesday at 3:00, and I will stand up and clap every time I see that ending. I mean, it's just the most satisfying ending to a film you have ever seen. It's brutal. It's so messed up, and it's great. I don't know. Dudes, fuck around and find out. That is that should be the tagline for Scream 6. Sorry, Saw 6. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But
that was good, man.
One other thing I have to mention, and Julie's already throwing it in the chat. She's saying piranha.
Dude, okay, no, wait a minute. Can I say something? You beat me to that, bro. See, that's how fucking cool John Kramer is, right?
You don't understand, dude. I've seen this movie 100. I can almost go through the whole thing. If we put it on right now, I could almost just do line for line of this movie. I love Saw 6.
Hell yeah, man. You know what? Look, and guys in the chat, you already know this is not scripted. That is so funny because I was just about to reference Julie saying piranha. I couldn't
help myself. I saw her put that in there, and I'm like, I can't help myself. That's too funny, man.
Oh my god, you're all right. For anyone that enjoys, the Saw franchise, man, tonight's your night. So far, it's pretty close in these scores right now, so we're gonna see where we go. Okay, so look, the finale to me, there were good things in the Scream finale, in the Scream 6 finale. The only thing that really messed it up for me was the fact that I wasn't as invested in the Ghostface killers when they unmasked. That it took me out of it, you know, most notably Dermot. It's just like,
Of course,
are
it's
we?
me.
Of course it's you, yeah. It's like, bro, and I know he can act. He is a very talented actor, and it's like, why are we? What are we doing? It was just crazy. I mean, I did love the fights. I did love obviously Samantha at the end going all ham on Wayne Bailey. That was great. But yeah, I it just doesn't, for me anyways, it doesn't compete with Saw 6 as far as finale is concerned. So I'm also gonna go with Saw 6 for the finale. Okay, guys, this is crazy. Okay, right now we've got no, actually, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 11 points for Saw, and we've got 7 points for Scream. That's what we've got so far with these three categories. Let's go to Scream 7 versus Saw 7, or Saw 3D, or Saw the Final Chat, whatever we want to call that damn movie, okay? This is where it starts to get a little weird, okay? Characters, Jake. Characters. Where are we going with it for characters between Saw 7 and Scream 7?
Man, you killed it with tonight's stream. Can I just say that? Because like these movies, and I don't think I ever really thought about this, but the problems with Saw 7 are very similar to the problems with Scream 7. These are two movies that are very mean spirited in different directions, but like it doesn't, I don't want to say it ruins those movies, but they have a meaner spirit than previous entries, and that it kind of goes too far. It goes off the deep end a little bit. And
True enough.
7, Saw 7, if you haven't seen it, and hopefully I'm not spoiling it for you, it's just there's some stuff in it that comes off a certain way, and it's kind of a little icky. So
right from the opening scene, the opening trap with the two guys and the chick.
Yeah, it comes off there's a certain M word that comes to mind. Let's just say that. I don't know. It's just a little like, wow. A dude wrote this, huh? But anyways, I'm picking between like just kind of crappy characters and underwritten characters here. It's kind of,
yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'll go with man, but the Hoffmanator is pretty cool.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, man. I think and not to cut you off, but it's so interesting because you've got Nev Campbell, who I think had some really good moments. You've got Hoffman, of course, who this is basically his movie of, is he going to get away?
Yeah.
Is he going to get away with it? And that this is the movie that we've been talking about that a Scream film should be, from the point of view of Ghostface doing shit. Because this is from the point of view of the Jigsaw killer. We know he's the Jigsaw killer, but he's trying to get away with it. You know what I mean? So it's interesting.
I think I'm gonna go with Saw 7 just because of Hoffman. The other thing we didn't mention with Saw 6 is that there's this plot line between Mark and Jill, which is crazy.
Yes.
And 7 kind of follows that up in a really neat way. Like, it's probably one of my favorite things about this film.
Yes.
You finally get to see the reverse bear trap go off, and Mark, I don't know, like, it's just
we find out how to get out of it.
You find out how to get it. I gotta go for 7, just Saw 7, just for that reason. Yeah. And also, you know what, why else? And I'm sorry, I know we're going long, but the Saw 3D poster is literally it's a Jigsaw, but he's the size of Godzilla. He's like a kaiju Jigsaw. So just because the poster is cool.
Site.
Yeah, it's a cool poster. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Saw 7.
Oh my god, that poster is crazy. When I first saw that, I'm like, what are they doing? Building Jigsaw? It looks kind of weird. It looks like how when they have a building and they have the different levels where the people can walk on and work on shit. And I'm like, Okay.
It's crazy. It is a crazy poster.
It is. It absolutely is. For me, when we talk about characters, look, I would people are gonna cancel us, or at least me. This is my channel. I'm just being real, man. I gotta give this to Saw. I do for characters because I just think as much as I enjoyed Sydney and I enjoyed Tatum to a degree, I think Gale was better in this than in Six. But I did love Mark.
I did love Mark.
But I like Mark Hoffman better than Mark Evans. So I'm going with Saw on this
Ooh.
one. I'm just being I'm being honest. No shade, Julie. Julie's probably in the chat like, what? Because she loves Mark Evans now. It's all good though. All right, so look, this is a crazy stream. Let me jump to the chat real quick to catch up with these guys. Ben's in the house. What's up, Ben? Good to see you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Night, Jake, my guys. Scream 4 is better than the first 3 Saw films combined. Whoa.
Oh man.
Whoa. And I love Scream 4. I love seriously. There are times when I've put Scream 4 right on the same level of 96. I know that sounds really, really bad, but I love Scream 4. But I don't know if I'd say, whew, that's a tough one, Ben. Ben's not playing around tonight. We got some hot takes. I love it. On another note, Obsession looks to rule this year for horror. Ben is always on the cusp of all things horror. Man, thank you so much for the super chat. We gotta talk about that at some point, Ben, because Scream 4 is amazing, but the first 3 Saw films? Wow.
I'll say Scream 4 is better than 7, Jigsaw, and Spiral combined.
Yes.
I'll say that.
No doubt. Yes. There you go. Those are the 3 to use.
Yeah.
Good for you, Jake. we switched out a few on that one, Ben. Thank you so much, bro. James coming back in. Thank you so much, man. Saw 2 was good, and that was it. Okay, we changed them on to 2. I love it.
I'll take it.
I will. We got a victory tonight, bro. John Kramer was great in season 2 of 24. He's a great villain as well. Hey, listen, this is one of those legendary characters, in my opinion, like a living legend of horror in Tobin Bell and the things that he could do. Man, I just saw him in an episode of The Sopranos a couple weeks ago because I'm going through The Sopranos, and I was like, yes! And like he just has a small little part, maybe about 7 minutes worth of screen time, and I was just eating it up, bro. I was like, this guy needs to be protected at all costs.
100%.
I love Tobin Bell.
If you want a good like inspirational story, like just read about Tobin Bell, because I mean he didn't have his break until his like 60s, and he was acting like all that time before, just trying to make it happen, and it wasn't until Saw in his 60s that he made it. So never give up.
No, never give up, man. I believe it. I believe it. Mr. Ghostface coming in also saying, what would you think if a Scream movie started from the 3rd act? Ooh, that'd be kind of interesting. Wow. I don't know, man. They'd have to have at least a couple of minutes, probably more so than that, to like set up something to show up with that reveal. That would be weird.
I would say if you wanted to do like killers who unmask and then they get away, you know, and like somehow just get away with murder, if that's the route you want to take it, that could be cool. That could be interesting.
Yeah. And then they're still a part of the film, or either being hunted, or either they continue to, whatever, hunt Sydney or whoever. Yeah, that could be fun, man. That's an interesting one. I like that. We got Julie finally came in. Julie says, love Mark Evans, but he doesn't even come close to the Hoffmanator. There you go. Julie knows what's up. Look, it's so funny because, me and Julie, we get a chance to talk every once in a while about Saw. I know she loves Saw so much, which is so cool to see. And she loves Mark Hoffman so much, man. When we were talking about an X with the stinger scene at the end, and you could just feel the passion. It was like, bro, Hoffman, I can't believe it. It was just so cool, and that's the great thing about these franchises, whether it's Saw or Scream or Elm Street or Halloween or VHS or whatever, Final Destination, you name it. just the passion, because you're following a story over time. So, Julie, you're all right. Thank you so much. Okay, next, let's talk about Ghostface in Scream 7 versus the traps of Saw 7.
Okay. I'm gonna do something a little controversial here, and I'm actually gonna give Scream 7 the win here. And
Mm,
I'm gonna say this because the shining light of Scream 7, like the redeemable quality about that film, was that Ghostface truly does get some of his best kills in this latest entry. And again, I feel like a lot of it's more so the traps specifically of Saw 3D that get a little mean spirited.
yeah.
Except the one with Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. That one's pretty cool.
Yes. Oh my God, bro. They all caught it. Ooh, ooh,
Dude, that's
ooh.
probably the best trap in the whole film. That's awesome.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's another one of the that kind of captures the little bit of Saw 6 of like it's satisfying,
Mhm.
it's fucked up to say, but it's like, yeah, I enjoyed watching that one. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna give this one to Scream 7 just because I think Ghostface really does get some brutal kills. That McKenna Grace scene, I mean, that's one of the best scenes of all of Scream 7. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. I totally agree with you. We're almost in unison with most of these. I agree. I have to go with Scream 7 because, like I said right off the bat, I thought that the way they portrayed Ghostface pre-unmasking was fantastic.
Yep.
He actually was ghost-like. Of course, they were homaging our boy Michael a lot. Coming out of the darkness, doing the sit-up, the way he would move, very intense. With the crawl space scene, tapping on the wall, and then just wham, wham, wham. I was like, I'm here for this. I'm here for this. So yeah, I definitely will go with that because again, like you said, with Saw 7, I think that the traps, other than the Chester Bennington one, I think that they they didn't feel as like I don't know, they just felt kind of tacked on, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like that opening one with the girl, and the two guys fighting over.
It's so bad.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I can still enjoy Saw 7, but I remember in the theater, right from the get-go with that, I was kind of rolling my eyes a little bit like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? We just had like one of the greatest movies of all time in 6. What the fuck is what's going on? So yeah, take it in stride, man. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get to finale. The finale of the finale of Scream 7 versus the finale of Saw 7. Who gets the point?
I mean, like, it's definitely Saw 7, and I know that's insane. But I like there's kind of like there's a really fun energy to the ending of Saw 7. Like that almost kind of
Yes.
makes a lot of the movie a little more redeemable. I
Mhm.
just Carrie Elwes coming back is just, and he's like he's running the shit. It's like, what?
Yeah.
That I hope Shanta's still not here because I really don't want to spoil that for her. That's a really fun little twist. But yeah, the bathroom,
Yeah.
Julie saying it, that bathroom scene, I mean, it kind of makes the whole thing a little worth it for me at least.
Yeah.
I definitely don't feel that about Scream 7. Like that twist, or I don't know. There's nothing about that ending that like, oh, it made it worth it, you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah. If anything, it worked against, it was like well, I don't want to get into it, but like I've said before, that ending could have elevated some other parts of the film for me, including the AI plot, but it just didn't happen. So it is what it is. I have to agree. I'm going with Saw 7 as well. I just think that the finale, again, they hitched their wagon to Hoffman, which I enjoy. And I know there are some fans of the franchise that aren't as big on Hoffman, you know, and that surprises me because I mean, like, he's a very complicated character. He's obviously been there with John from the early days. He also is witty. When he got out of that reverse bear trap, I was just like, yeah, you found a way. Take that, Jill. You know what I mean? And so he's got this thing about him, and he obviously, Costas as an actor has that charisma, he has the voice, and he has the physicality, bro.
Dude,
Like
yeah.
when he took out Strom and the other agent, pouring the coffee on her and then slicing her, like basically to save his ass because they were like getting the voice rendered up to find out who is the person. Bro, what a scene! I
Dude,
was just
it's
like,
so good. Oh
yeah.
man.
I was like, are they gonna get my boy or what? And then of course the stinger was Gordon with his two buddies, masked up. I'm like, who the fuck are those guys? And that's the fun of it. It's like that's on the table for the future of the franchise. So, anyways, I'm gonna go with Saw 7 for the finale because it just rocks. It really, really does. Okay, now listen. Telling these scores is absolutely going to be so funny. And let me just say, for you guys in the chat, um, thank you for being here. Duratin says Saul wins all day, baby. Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Seriously, we're gonna definitely be taking some time to appreciate some Saw and stuff like that. So we hope that you guys, will continue to hang out with us. Julie, I think we're breaking up with you. Yes. Oh my God. Game over is right. So this is what we've got. We talked about Scream 4, 5, 6, and 7, Saw 4, 5, 6, and 7, based upon the categories of the characters, the killer, or in this case, Ghostface versus the traps, and also finale. And this is what we got for scores. We gave the point to who we thought we should get it. Scream was able to get 9 points. 9 points in total, and Saw was able 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 points for Saw.
Oh man.
15. So yeah, it was. I thought it was going to be a little closer than that, but you never know. You just never know.
It wasn't a landslide, but yeah,
No, pretty
saw
decisive.
I think that Mark Hoffman especially makes a lot of these films. You were just talking about how some
Yeah.
people aren't crazy about him. I think
Yes.
one of the reasons Saw is because
Yeah.
you have character. The apprentices are just so strong of characters. Like Tobin Bell's. I mean, Jigsaw is the best character in this whole franchise. There's no doubt about that. But the apprentices are still very good and very interesting. Mark Hoffman especially. Nothing
Yes.
against Amanda. We love Amanda here, but
Yep.
I just think Mark is the reason why, especially like 5 through 7 are like on the map. You have to watch these films if you like the original
Yeah.
Saw.
Yeah. I mean, he's just one of those characters that, for me, I just immediately gravitated towards. When he stood up after Detective Matthews gets his head crushed, and he stood up at the end of 4, and you realize that was the twist, that he's in on it. He's a Jigsaw apprentice. I was just like, holy shit, and from then on there, I just enjoyed the hell out of him. He's just a great character. He
Great
really
foil
is.
to Jigsaw. I just
Yes.
excellent character. I don't know. Love him to
Him and
death.
him and Amanda always arguing and shitting on each other. That was a great
Yes.
thing too. That was like a plot point in these movies too. Excuse me. Just some really cool stuff. It really, really was. You gotta love this. Best moment ever when Hoffman survives the trap. It was great. It was absolutely great.
I'm actually putting Saw 5 on tonight because I need to rewatch
Bro,
that. I forgot about that ending. It's crazy.
yes. And when you watch it, think of me, man, because that is, I'm telling you, like, I almost wish my brother was here tonight, because me and my brother, we geek out all over this stuff a lot too, because he's a huge Saw fan as well. And we both love Hoffman. And just the way that ending went out, it was just so cool. And I just like, wow, man. And somebody got squished. We finally saw it, and they didn't turn away. Poor Strom, he got crushed. I'm telling you, man. Julie saying he was so evil to Perez and the others, or for no reason. Like, damn, I know, man. Poor Perez. She hung in there as long as she could, but yeah, he got her. And Julie's like, woo. I know. Saul pulled it out, man. Denisha, what's up? Good to see you. How you doing? Good to have you here. And hey, we got Eric in the house. Channel member anniversary, 21 months. What's up? Hey, man, thank you for being here, Eric. We appreciate you. Hope you're doing well, bro. We were just talking about Saw 4, 5, 6, and 7 and Scream 4, 5, 6, and 7, comparing them and seeing who gets the points, man. Real quick, as we also head on out, Hollywood guy coming in. I think that the OG Saw, the OG Scream, can't be touched in best horror films of all time. I agree, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think 96 is just, you know, always just going to be like, woof, but to be a film following after 96, obviously years later, and in a different type of horror, I think Saw did a hell of a lot of great stuff, and it was very, very fresh, a lot of surprises, and so well done, Again, hats off to Lee Winnell and James Wan. They did a hell of a job. They really, really did.
These two movies are kind of like your trendsetters in a way. Like they kind of kicked off
Yes.
entire eras of horror. 100% Hollywood guy. Like they're just in the Hall of Fame forever.
Yeah. In my book, absolutely. No doubt. And Julie, I always think about this too when Carrie throws the hacksaw in cringe 3D iconic. I can't lie, man. When it happened, I was just like, okay. All right. And that's the thing. I mean, if you're a fan, of these movies, it's like it hits. It's like it really kind of came full circle that he was behind what was going on, and he kind of took the knucklehead apprentice, putting him back in his place in the one place where it all started for him. It was like, you guys, it's poetry, and I get it. Anyways, guys. All right, Jake, we did it, man. Thank you so much for going down this road tonight. This was fun.
Yeah, dude.
It was fun.
Any excuse to talk a little Saw, man. I'm always down.
Hell yeah, man. Well, you guys in the chat, thank you for joining us and being here. We appreciate it. And we'll definitely be doing a lot more fun stuff and covering a whole bunch of different horror as we continue with the Kill Zone next week on Jake's channel. So make sure that you guys pop on over there. And again, tomorrow night, Friday the 13th, is a special date in general for me. I love Friday the 13th. But we'll be over on the Horror Addicts channel for the Oscars Awards ceremony starting at 9 p.m. We've had the link in the chat. And it's a special time, guys, because we were invited, Jake, Fate Decided, myself, to pay tribute to Steven, our good friend Steven from Craven Something Scary, and also present an award. And it was a lot of fun to be invited to something like that. There'll be over 30 different content creators and also other big names in horror like Rhonda Shear and so forth. So definitely go over to Horror Addicts, check it out. I guarantee you, if you're a fan of the Lethal Collective, if you're a fan of Craven Something Scary, I think it'll be a nice little reminder of just how great this community is. So, all right. Well, we will catch you guys next time. Take it easy. And as always, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.